part of evil. And there's always reasons that you can explain why you're not standing up to what you know is right. A lot of times, cowardness is packaged under prudence. And I know what a lot of these Republicans are thinking. They're thinking, well, we had to go along with this. We didn't want Donald Trump, but, he won and we had to go along. That's not true. You don't have to do that. And they're thinking that, well, because I'm there, it's a little bit better. Maybe that's true. But that's the same question that every Norwegian had to decide if they were going to become a Quisling. And every Frenchman had to decide if they were going to become Vichy French or not. And that's what they've done. They've rationalized their way into complicity, into abandonment of the basic values of the greatest generation. This was an imperfect generation. I mean, every person who went over there, certainly including my father, were flawed. But collectively, they fought for a basic decency. And they understood that there was something worth fighting for that was greater than themselves. And all of these Republicans, they've just lost that. All they care about is reelection. And when you stand for nothing but reelection, you stand for nothing. So what happens here? What does Mitch McConnell at the end of his career tell himself at night? He wanted to be a lion of the Senate. Instead, when a mob encouraged by a president that he supported came into his workplace, he was like the lamb of the Senate. He did nothing. And then went out, could have stopped Trump, voted for impeachment, and he didn't. And, Donald Trump smells this weakness. He understands it. He knows that he can insult Mitch McConnell's wife with racial slurs. And Mitch McConnell will do nothing. Won't stand up even for his own wife. Think about that. And what's going to happen to these Republicans? Trump is going to be gone. And they're going to try to forget that this ever happened. Watch them. But history's not going to let them do that. I mean, look at the scars in Washington from what they've allowed to happen. This horrible destruction of national monuments. And they've greatly reduced America's prominence and place and power in the world. These Republicans have lost 2 wars. They lost a war in Iran, which, yes, we lost. And they've lost a war in Ukraine. Not that Ukraine is going to lose. Ukraine is going to win this war. But America will be a loser, just as Russia will. Because right now, we're doing nothing to support Ukraine. We are on the side of the Russians. And all these Republicans, all of them, I think, truly believe in Ukraine, but they've allowed this to happen. So Donald Trump is compromised by Russia. And when you go along with Donald Trump, you're compromised by Russia. It's as simple as it could be. And there's a sadness to this, because America should be a place of constantly becoming something better. And I think we will, but we've lost something that we've lost the Republican Party. We need a center-right party in America that has some sense of decency and honor and supports democracy. A party that's willing to lose, which is the essential quality of any democracy. And we don't have that now. And I don't know when we're going to get it back. Because ask yourself, when is the next time a Republican nominee for president will be someone who will assert unequivocally that Donald Trump lost the 2020 election? It's not going to be 28. Will it be 32? Maybe. I don't know. Who are the leaders of the Republican Party? J.D. Vance, this weird guy who attacks his own family, who's against the amendment that made his wife a citizen, who goes to Europe and campaigns for these far-right parties that wouldn't accept his own family, who talks about heritage Americans when his own children, they may be wonderful human beings, great Americans, but no one's ever going to call them heritage Americans. And yet he doesn't care. Marco Rubio, this kind of sad, broken figure. When he ran against Trump, he spoke the truth about Trump, and then Trump just broke him into little pieces. And Marco is as broken a person as you can imagine. So who are they? Who do you look up to in the Republican Party? Who do you point to your kids? Like, I want you to be like them. Party that is the Epstein Party. We're prosecuting a seashell conspiracy of James Comey, but not one prosecution of Epstein. You have the president's criminal defense lawyer, who now is the acting Attorney General of the United States, the nominee for Attorney General, who flies down to Florida and meets with the most notorious convicted pedophile of our time. And what comes out of that? A sweetheart deal. She moves from a real prison to a club fed, where even her other prisoners are offended that she's with them. That's what we are. And as we head into this 250th anniversary, think about just one image. Think about the reflecting pool. Think about how it really does reflect greatness in America, and how it does now reflect this tawdry, terrible moment in American history that Republicans have encouraged and allowed to happen. So I think we'll get through this, but I think it's really important that we hold these people responsible. It wasn't just politics. They didn't have to go along. They betrayed something really sacred, and they should be shamed for it the rest of their lives. And we should hold them to that standard. So thanks for joining. There's better days ahead. Support Lincoln Square. We're doing everything we can to bring truth to the world, in a world in which so much of our information structure has collapsed. And I think we're winning. So thank you. And here's to better days ahead.